When I was a toddler, my mom had, I'm not sure what, but something with her back. So she couldn't get me out of the crib. So she had to teach this toddler how to climb out of the crib by themselves, which I did. And I took it to like a fish to water. And I would climb out and I would do whatever. And I think that sowed some seeds in me. If I saw a tree, I would climb it. We moved to Missouri and bought some land, and there were bluffs, and I would climb them. There were caves. I'd go and explore them, and I would climb them. And it became obviously a passion. I became a rock climber. I lived in New Mexico, and there's all kinds of mountains there and rock faces, and I just went off and would climb them all. And then I went out to Yosemite, El Capitan, climbed El Capitan 5, 6 times, always with friends. And it was glorious, and it was fun, and it was wonderful, and it was freeing. And you'd be up there on this face, and it was you and the rock, and it's like, here's a handhold, and here's a foothold, and you have this exposure, and breath, and air, and sky. And there's a face in Yosemite Valley. It's called the Salathé Wall, and it's just adjacent to El Capitan. And I had always wanted to climb the Salathé Wall, and got some people together and said, let's go do this. And so we went, and I had studied it. Now, this is before the internet, but you could, find things and read about it. And now in a climb, they rate them. And so you have, like, this climb is a 5.9 or a 5.10. And it all has to do with this thing they call the crux. And the crux is the hardest part of the climb. And this particular one, like a 5.12, and I had done nothing like it. But I studied it, and it was an overhang. So you're climbing up this face, and then there's this place where you have to, you're tethered in, and you have a partner who's behind you, and you're on belay, so you're safe. But here you have to free jump to reach up here and grab a hold. And I was there, and I knew what to do, and I could see the chalk holds from where people had grabbed this hold. And I stood there, and I had the sewing machine leg. And finally I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I leaped out, and I caught it. I'm like, whew. And you do a match hand. And then you throw up your leg, right leg up onto the foothold, and you roll up over the lip, and you take off your rope, and you pull it up, and you hook in, and you're safe. Then my belay partner had, then I get on belay, and he comes up, and he's on the ledge too, and then I had to figure out what to do next. And the thing was, I had not anticipated that. I had no idea what was ahead. And it was, that valley was carved by glaciers. They came through and they carved the granite. And they came through at different times. And when they came through, they took that crystalline granite and kind of carved it, and they pocketed it. But where I was now, I don't know when the last time a glacier went through, and it was rock like nothing I knew before. And I remember standing there saying, I don't know what to do here. I don't know this route. But yet I have to figure it out. And so, looking way down at the valley, trusting my partner and his belay, I began to climb. And step by step by step, handhold by handhold by handhold, I made my way up. And I got up near the top, and it may sound odd. I think one of the most dangerous parts of a climb is when you get to the top, because you have to transition off the rock onto the ground. And I remember getting over there and rolling off, and it was just flat rock. And it was like, I made it. I made it. And that has become this metaphor for me of my life. That, I keep trying to anticipate things and plan for things. And so often it just does not work out the way it would. Or I thought it would. But I remember when I finally got my friend back up there, say, "Wow, that was crazy." And he just said, we got it. And we always will have that. One step at a time. Thank you.